Dumelani Abosheni Molweni. Today we will be doing physical sciences. The topic that we'll be treating is momentum. It's a new topic that is being treated in grade 12. So let us start.
Now let us start with defining momentum. Now the momentum of an object is the product of the mass and the velocity of the object. So in symbol that will be P, which denotes momentum, is equal to mv, where P is the object's momentum measured in kilograms meters per second. M, which is equal to the object's mass, which is measured in kilograms. V being the velocity of the object measured in meters per second. So all objects have mass. When the object is moving, it has what? It has momentum. We know that the object is moving, it has the velocity, it also has the kinetic energy. Now we are introduced to a new physical quantity in grade 12, which is momentum. So when we have a moving object, then we will know that that object has what? Has momentum. So momentum is a vector quantity with the same direction as the object's velocity. So every time we write the magnitude of momentum, we'll also have to indicate the direction, since momentum is a vector quantity. Now let us do an example. Now let us do an example. Now we are asked to calculate the momentum of a 1600 kg car traveling at 15 meters per second to the east. Now, since we know that momentum is what? Momentum is a vector. The first thing that we need to do is to indicate the direction. So I'm going to take this direction as what? As positive, and that direction as negative. So I know that going east is what? Is positive, and going west is what? Is negative. So collecting my data here, I know that the mass of an object is 1600 kg, and the velocity there 15 meters per second east. So this is going to be positive 15 meters per second. So we are asked to calculate what? Momentum. So P is going to be unknown. So we are going to use our formula for momentum to calculate the momentum. So P is equal to mv. Okay, so for m, this is going to be what? M is 1600 kg, 1600 multiplied by what? By positive 15. Positive 50. So the answer is going to be 1600 multiplied by 15 is 24,000. So that will be 24,000 kg meter per second. Now, because our answer is now positive, and we know that the momentum will take the direction of velocity, that will be 24,000 kg meter per second where east, okay, in the same direction of what, of the velocity. The next thing, which is the change in momentum, which is the change in momentum. Okay, now since we know that momentum is the product of what, is the product of the mass and velocity of an object, if the velocity of an object changes, then the momentum of an object will also change. So the change in momentum is the difference between the final momentum, which is Pf, and the initial momentum. Okay, so in symbols, this is change in momentum, which is equal to momentum final minus momentum initial. So how do we get momentum final? We know that momentum final is mvf minus mvi. So this will be momentum initial, this will be momentum final. So where vi is what, is the object's initial velocity, and vf is what, the object's final velocity. Now let us look at the example when we are asked to calculate the change in momentum of the object. Now, a tennis ball with a mass of 60 grams is traveling at 20 meters per second to the east. The ball is struck by a racket and moves at 30 meters per second in the opposite direction. Calculate the change in momentum of the object. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is to indicate what? We indicate the direction. We need to indicate the direction. This one is going to be positive, this one is going to be negative. So this is going to be my east, this is going to be my west. Okay, so now let me collect my data. Now for what is the mass of the ball? The mass of the ball is 60 grams, but we have to convert it. So when you convert, we divide by what? By 1,000. This is going to give us 0.06 kilograms. Okay, 0.06 kilograms. Now what is the initial velocity? Now initial velocity is that the ball is traveling at 20 meters per second to the east, So this will be positive 20 meters per second, since east is positive. Vf final velocity is what? The final velocity, the ball is struck by a racket and moves at 30 meters per second in the opposite direction. So it's no longer going east, but it's going west. So this is going to be negative 30 meters per second. Negative 30 meters per second. Now we go to our formula for the change in momentum. So the change in momentum is equals to mvf, which is final momentum, minus mvi. Okay, now we can also say that mass is common. It's a common factor here. We can say m, and then we have vf minus vi. Okay, so what is the mass of the ball? 0.06 into final velocity negative 30, okay, negative 30 minus VI is positive 20. So we can punch this in our calculator. We can have 0.06 into negative 30 minus 20. We get the change in momentum as negative 3. We get the change in momentum as negative 3 kilograms meters per second. What does this mean? Negative, it means the change in momentum is in the opposite direction. Okay, it's towards what? West. So this is going to be 3 kg meter per second to the west. So this is going to be our change in momentum. So our lesson for today was just an introduction of momentum. So we will also be continuing with momentum on our next lesson. So for today we'll just end here.